What's poppin'? I am so excited about today. Today we have one of the stars of the Real Housewives of Potomac. She's an actress, she's a singer, and she's starring in BET's Christmas Lottery. What's poppin', Candiace? How are you?
Hello. What's happening with the grape juice? I should have had some grape juice with me.
I know you should have, but that's all right. That's all right. We're gonna
Next
spill all
time.
we're gonna spill all the juice and all
Yes.
the tea.
with all the bubbles. We got some good carbonated tea for you. Some good carbonated grape juice.
It has been a very eventful year and season for you. How are you holding up?
By the grace of God. Okay. That I don't know. And I like to say this too. I know that it's been a crazy year for everybody. We're all still at home. We're battling with the pandemic. We're battling with, the circus that is our current administration and the transition of all of that. And then, so I try to keep that in perspective before I then go into a full tear and fold up my tissue and cry about it. But it's been a very challenging year.
Potomac, in my opinion, has taken over as the lead franchise.
Yeah.
And just a sweet spot. And just watching you navigate real friendship and these ups and downs and challenges. And I feel like you guys are still in the spot where you're actually still sharing.
Yes.
Real life stuff. And I mean, we'll see really unfold. I literally was watching the TV. I was like,
yeah, no.
I gagged so many times. I literally yelled out,
oh my gosh.
You make people feel a way. Now, if it's a good way or a bad way, even all the ups and downs, I know the tears and the craziness and the drama and all of it. Like you said, it is a television show, but you talk about levels. You give us the levels, from crying to popping out. I was like, oh Lord.
I'm a mess. Yeah. And people, it's funny because people are like, she's so extra. But then that's really me. I'm dramatic. I am dramatic. And I'm gonna cry about it, and then I'm gonna cuss you out, and then I'm gonna cry about it again. That's what I'm gonna do.
But how does Chris handle it? Because Chris, and hold on, let's talk about this. Your husband, the way he came through for you.
Oh my gosh.
You can only hope to have a man that rides for you like your husband, what he was riding. He just did not fuck around. He was like,
nope.
We do not disrespect women, and especially not mine. And he went,
no.
I was like,
he was not playing with any. He did not come to play with y'all hoes, as they say. No. And the thing is, Chris is not a confrontational person at all. He came to the party to support me. He was in the corner, by the bar behind where we were with our friends the whole night. He didn't address Michael. He didn't speak to Michael or Ashley. So for Michael to even know where Chris was, Chris was hiding the whole night. How'd you know where he was? And for him to run, he ran up on him and was this close to his face. Chris said that he could feel his breath, and there was spittle coming out of his mouth. He was that close to Chris. And just, that was a long time coming, I think, because there's always been this tension between the two of them, because Chris has just always been repulsed by the way that Michael tends to speak to women and disrespect them. And what you won't ever do in the name is talk about controlling this wife. You do that up there in that penthouse, okay? We don't do that around here. Ain't no, only thing controlling me is Jesus, okay? Ain't no husband controlling me. Listen. Right. And Chris knows that.
Someone that we've seen who's like a mother or was like a mother to you on the show, Karen Huger.
Yes.
This season, we watched your relationship be tested, the loyalty of the relationship, the trust be tested. Yeah. Where do you and Karen go from here?
That's a very good question. And I don't have an answer. I think that, as you know, we have shot the reunion, so you'll be getting that. There are 3 parts to the reunion. There was a rumor that it was going to be 4 parts. And when I tell you, It could have been 5 parts. And obviously I cried. I think I cried my face off twice. I had little bottom lashes and things was on the floor, child. It was intense, and I think I worked myself up a lot because I was not looking forward to it, and one of the things I wasn't looking forward to was having to talk to Karen, face Karen, because she from my perspective really was not there for me the way that I needed her to be, the way that I thought that she should have been. I think that she did a really good job of playing the fence and riding the fence, when what she really wanted to do was be on the other side.
When you watched the season back, did anything look different than it felt in the moment? Because I think with Karen, like, you didn't get to see all the things that she said about you or to you around other people. Did it feel any different when you watched it back, or was it the same?
With Karen, if I'm being petty, one of the first things I noticed during the altercation was that she ran to check on the other party before coming to check on me, which was telling. I did notice, and I will acknowledge, that she half-heartedly gave Monique a slap on the wrist. But there's right and there's wrong, and there isn't an in-between. And she has consistently pushed this narrative that, 2 wrongs don't make a right, which I resent, because you are essentially lumping me in with the same level of culpability as the person who lost their cool and couldn't hang with your girl in her verbal acrobatics, and had to, resort to what they do round the zoo.
I think Karen said words are weapons. So we see that narrative continue to be pushed.
Sure.
And what do you think when people say that? Because I've seen a lot of back and forth on, some people think that whether the
words are just as dangerous.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes. No, I agree that words can be weapons, and words can be wielded in a way that makes someone feel hurt or upset or even threatened. That's absolutely true. However, words cannot shed blood. Words cannot bruise. Words are not the same as someone physically attacking you and putting their hands on you. And again, this is a game. And as the African proverb says, don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay. I'm playing the game with my words well. And I think it just boils down to, some of us are not equipped to handle that. Karen has weaponized her words many times on this show, and we've all heard it. We've all weaponized our words on this show, some better than others. I'm not going to, wear a satchel on my back of, being responsible for someone not being able to handle my words, especially given I wasn't saying anything that warranted a physical altercation. It'd be different if I was, talking about her husband or her kids, or, anything, as contentious as that. I was being light. I was trying to be funny. I was twirling around. Oh, I'm bored. I'm asleep, girl. It was nothing that warranted what she gave. But when you aren't up to snuff, you got to go down to the gutter, and that's where she went.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about it for too much longer, because I know, it is a pretty traumatic incident that happened, and one that shocked everyone, including everybody, to the viewers. Yeah. But we saw Monique change kind of her tone. I mean, I watched the last episode maybe yesterday or the day before. On in the season, she said, you know, she kind of came to her senses and said, like, I made a mistake. And then on the last episode, we see her almost laughing about dragging you and creating a song called Drag Queens and all of those things. So it's just kind of like I want to figure out if there's any road to a peaceful, you know, you guys coexisting in the same space or on the same show. No. How do you feel about that?
I feel nothing about it. I will never be in the same room with her again. She has rendered herself unworthy of my presence, and I have no desire to be around someone. I mean, and I'll give you some intel. The interviews or the confessionals that you see us shooting toward the beginning of the season, we shot a lot of that during the filming season. So the last September, October, November, we shot a lot of those initial interviews. And then there's a little break, and then we come back and shoot the final interviews toward the end of the filming season. And sometimes we're shooting interviews while the season is airing, and they're like inserting things at the same time. So she got her lies mixed up. There was too much time in between when she was trying to convince us that she was sorry by pulling the stunt with her pastor and all that. And then a lot of time passes and she's got all these people in her ear and all of her fans, you know, egging her on and cheering her on for, you know, dragging someone. So I think she just forgot to put on that faux humble, or that guild of humility and that guild of victimization, and her real thoughts and feelings came out. That's how she's always felt. That's how she's always thought. And she got caught. We see you, girl, as my song says. Available on iTunes right now.
All right. You better drop it. We're going to tune into the reunion and get all the feels, because I know that's going to be something to watch.
It's going to give you even more levels than you need. Okay. Gird your loins.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on to your wigs, honey. Yeah. Hi, guys. It's Candiace Dillard Bassett from the Real Housewives of Potomac and the Christmas Lottery, and you are watching That Grape Juice. Get into it.